baby said we're driving on the one after 909. I said move over honey, traveling on that line. I said move over once, move over twice. Come on baby, don't be cold as ice. Said we're driving on the one after 909. I begged her not to go and I begged her on my bended knee. Said only fool around with me. I said move over once, move over twice. Come on baby, don't be cold as ice. Said we're driving on the one after 909. Picked up my bags, run to the station. Railman says you got the wrong location. Picked up my bags, run right home. Then I find I got the number wrong. Well, said we're driving on the one after 909. Said move over honey, traveling on that line. Said move over once, move over twice. Come on baby, don't be cold as ice. Said we're driving on the one after 909. Picked up my bags, run to the station. Railman says you got the wrong location. Whoa, picked up my bags, run right home. Then I find I got the number wrong. Well, said we're driving on the one after 909. Said move over honey, traveling on that line. Said move over once, move over twice. Come on baby, don't be cold as ice. Said we're driving on the one after 90. Said we're driving on the one after 90. Said we're driving on the one after 909. Okay, this song starts in the key of C, which is the third finger on the bottom string of the third fret. Now the interesting thing I want to point out about this song is that it stays on the C chord for about 3 different lines of the song. It stays on the C chord. Baby said we're traveling on the one after 909. I said move over honey, traveling on that line. Move over once, move over twice. It stays on C that whole time. Now to jazz it up a little bit, I want to make sure I got kind of a little bit of a walking bass going here. And I don't have exactly the same walking bass like the Beatles do, but it is a walking bass, and some of you might do this better than me, I'm sure. But you could use this note here. The best thing to do would probably be to study the bass line, how the Beatles did it originally. But to me though, I'm happy with this walking bass. This is something simple, a simple solution. So baby said we're driving on the one after 909. And I'm basically hitting this note here with the index finger next to the bottom string, letting it go, hitting it like, and then with the middle finger on the next to the top string second fret. It's all in the C chord. Move over honey, traveling on that line. Now I go, when I get to line, I go to a C7th chord, which is the index finger here on the bottom string of the first fret. And I keep that same bass line going. Then it gets to that part, move over once. Now, of course it shows C, but I'm doing this in C7. When I say move over once, the first time I'm in C7th. Move over twice. Then I just, to vary the sound a little bit, to make it sound a little bit more interesting, I use the third finger on the bottom string of the third fret. Move over once, move over twice. Then go to F. Come on baby, don't be cold as ice. And the F chord is the index finger on the next to the bottom string of the first fret, and the second finger on the top string of the second fret. Then I play these other two strings open. And also with the third finger and with the fourth finger, I have a walking bass going here. So I just kind of tuck my third finger underneath the second finger here to get this note. May take a little bit of practice to get that. Said we're traveling on the 1 after 909. And then it goes into the next verse. Well, then it goes to G 7th. Said we're traveling, goes back to C. Said we're traveling on the 1 after 9-0. And this is a G 7th chord. The third finger on the bottom string, 2nd fret. Index finger next to the top or next to the bottom string, 1st fret, and the second finger next to the top string, 2nd fret. And I could do a little. And I got a little walking bass going there too. Basically these notes, this note with the little finger, and I just kind of jump up. This may take some practice. This is, matter of fact, a lot of times I actually substitute. We'll actually need it to do it like that. And like I say, some of you will have more creative bass lines than that. I like that bass line. It works, but I know that it's not exactly the way the Beatles do it. I'm sure some of you could do that. So, but now let's go into the next verse. I begged her not to go, and I begged her on my bended knee. Said only fool around with me. Back to the C 7th. I said move over once, move over twice. Back to C, F. Come on, baby, don't be cold as ice. C, said we're traveling on the 1 after G 7th 909. Then I go to the middle sequence. F, picked up my bags. C, run to the station. Railman said, and this is a D chord right here. Let me show you how to do this. And this has an interesting little walking bass too that I use a lot in different songs. Third finger on the next to the bottom string, 2nd fret, and with the second finger I just bar with the pad of the second finger. I bar these two notes, so I get 1, 2, and 3, the third one with the third finger, and then I can do a walking bass by, there's my walking bass right there, third finger, okay, open, third finger. So that means that when I lift up this third finger, I need to make sure that I'm not pressing, I'm not letting that vibrate. I have to hold these two down, but yet keep it kind of arced up, so that this next to the bottom string rings through. So, picked up my bags, run to the station. Railman says, there's my D. You got the wrong location. And when they perform this song, they kind of do it in this part when it gets to wrong location. Then it goes back to F again. Picked up my bags. Back to C. Run right home. Then back to D. Then I find I got the number wrong. Well, said we're traveling on the 1 after 909. I said move over honey, traveling on that line. I said move over once, move over twice. Said baby don't be cold as ice. Said we're traveling on the 1 after 9-0. Said we're traveling on the 1 after 9-0. Said we're traveling on the 1 after 909.